As the marriage between mobile consumption and creation continues to solidify, the ease of creating content has never been more practical. The amount of experience and advanced gear needed to start is minimal. With the introduction of open gate recording in third party apps, the time dedicated to recording is also brought down immensely, as you can shoot portrait and landscape in one go. Let's look at how it works in today's episode. While some aspects of social media or putting yourself out on the web for anyone to see are complicated or even scary, the act of recording yourself is not. A lot of people have access to some type of video recording device, such as a feature phone or a smartphone. Putting aside complementary gear, such as lights, microphone, and stands needed to increase the production value, there are software features that will help with not only the framing, but also the delivery for different formats. As you probably want to use the best camera available on your device, it might be hard to frame your image by yourself. There are solutions to this, such as rigging an external monitor. Not every smartphone supports this though, as does not every smartphone support the other solution of recording in what is called OpenGate. It is cheaper to check compatibility of OpenGate compared to buying an external monitor though, as you only need to install a third-party camera app called Blackmagic Camera and check the settings for OpenGate. When doing this, make sure to cross-check resolutions as it can affect the availability. In lowering the bar for entry by using the tools at your disposal and maximizing the utility by incorporating the added functionality that third-party software opens up, you get access to professional-grade tools that were not even available to Hollywood movie crews for a long time. For delivery to socials, there really is only two video formats that dominate: vertical and widescreen. High-end and cutting-edge technology has always been available for military professionals or deep pockets. Not so for most hobbyists or regular users. The same can be said about access to distributors or platforms for exposure. Today, the landscape looks a lot different. Alongside traditional channels, influencers have a strong presence on the internet and can reach millions of viewers. Even though the algorithm that decide which content to push and show to the audience slash users is controlled by the corporations and what is currently profitable, the actual ability to start posting is not locked behind an actual paywall at this point, at least. For every platform that abuses their position by suppressing some users or creators, there are other newer platforms that are more than happy to replace them. Being platform agnostic but with a robust creation workflow helps you be agile and adapt to whatever service that suits you best at this point. According to Social Media Pro, there was a shift noticed last year in demand of long-form video across key metrics. As short-form become similar to each other with the same hooks but shallow packaging due to the format limitations, audiences are getting tired of being baited and wasting time. This is augmented by algorithms prioritizing sustained attention, conversion rates being double for well-made content compared to quick clips. Videos in between 7 to 15 minutes having higher completion and action rates, as well as the platforms boosting longer videos. So while many clicks and likes might seem like vanity metrics, conversion matters more in terms of revenue. So instead of impressions, the completion rate is noted. Instead of likes, saves and shares make a difference. Instead of scroll time, it is return visits and engagement depth that tweaks the visibility. This is done by measuring pauses, rewinds, replays, share to person or feed, and so on. If you are explaining something nuanced, if the tagline takes more than a couple of words to sell, if you are building authority or trust, if your specific audience actually wants to learn something, or if your short form content is not converting enough, you might want to look into long form content. According to Pinnacle Data Analytics, short form market size is projected to reach 3.23 billion US dollars by 2032, growing at a compound annual growth rate of 8.1% from 2026, driven by increasing consumer engagement and tech advancements. Some of the primary drivers are the amount of smartphones and fast internet together with advertising budgets following the viewers as creator economics increases user-generated content feeding the algorithm. leading platforms for short form videos being TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts, having 70% of market share. Geographic market is topped by APAC with 45% market share, North America with 30%, and Europe with 15%. Market topics is led by entertainment, e-commerce, and education sectors, having high adoption rates. Pricing Trends estimates ad revenues to reach 25 billion US dollars globally by 2028 with a CAGR of 30%. Subscription-based models and creator monetization features are gaining traction. Emerging formats being live shopping and virtual gifting. High potential segments being developing markets in Africa, Southeast Asia, and Latin America. Growth Market Reports, Short Form Research 2033, showed that the global short form video market size reached 22.8 billion US dollars in 2024. Estimation of the forecast period being 109.8 billion US dollars by 2033 with a CAGR of 19.6%. Claiming a generational driver for bite-sized content that can be consumed quickly and shared easily across multiple platforms. AI-driven recommendations had to adapt to this shift, and corporates now invest heavily in features that enhance user engagement. Advances in video editing tools and the democratization of content production have lowered the barrier for entry for aspiring creators and brands and leading to coexistence of user-generated content, professional content, and branded content, further accelerating market growth by attracting investments from venture capitalists, tech giants, and media conglomerates. Despite a promising outlook, there are some risks and restraining factors to take into account in the form of regulatory scrutiny and evolving data protection laws that are demanding more compliance from the platforms than before, together with shifting user preferences, intense competition, and platform fatigue. To name some of the key players: TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, Snapchat Spotlight, Kwai Show, Thriller, Likey, Josh, MX Take Attack, Shingari, Zili, Roposo, Miltron, Dubsmash, Firework, Clash, Byte, Funimate, Vigo Video, and Snack Video. According to the Mang Sage, around 82% of internet traffic will be video in 2026, with users spending an average of 100 minutes per day watching them. Platforms like TikTok and Instagram now drive 70% higher engagement with short form clips, while YouTube long form videos contribute to 90% of online learning consumption. No wonder 89% of marketers use video to reach out. Over 82% people admit that watching a video influenced their purchase decision, and users typically spend almost 90% more time on websites that feature video content. Short form videos seem to have the highest return of interest, ROI, and engagement compared to other video formats. Overall, around 93% of marketers saw that video gave them a positive ROI and boosted their sales. Popular video content types worldwide by weekly usage reach looks like this: music video with 50% reach, comedy, meme, or viral video with 35%, video live stream with 27%, sports clips or highlights video with 26%, product review video with 26%, tutorial or how-to video with 25%, educational video with 25%, sports match or commentary with 25%, influencer videos and vlogs with 23%, gaming video with 23%. According to TechRT, YouTube uploads exceed 500 hours per minute as of 2025, with Shorts having around 2 billion monthly active users and 200 plus billions daily views. YouTube updated the format, allowing videos up to 3 minutes long. Short form content under 60 seconds receive 150% more shares than longer formats. For some reason, the highest average engagement for posting YouTube Shorts happens during Tuesdays. Looking at marketing LTB's consolidation of metrics, YouTube Shorts had collectively over 5 trillion views since inception. Ads revenue for short form video projected to surpass 10 billion, and ad spending overall expected to hit 100 billion by 2025, getting more investment than any other format. Platforms are also pushing monetization in short form content. Jaguara.co published short form video statistics for 2026, echoing the claims already mentioned, adding OnlyFans creators, increasing user interaction, moving towards short form video content. Also, 80% of individuals prefer video content over written text, as the majority of consumers are visual learners and prefer watching a movie to reading a blog. Some key results. The structure for long form content is as important as for other formats. To start, think about the following concepts: a clear thesis. Why should the audience care? Subheadings that help people and answer engines scan. Visual and mental space breaks. Breaks, bullets, images. Key takeaways for skimmers. A real payoff at the end. Respect the viewer's time. Design for rewatch. For the retention of the viewer's attention, focus on these parts. Hook them fast, but no bait and switch. Keep delivering what is promised. No fluff, keep it tight. Add some surprises, turns, format shifts, visual cues, and so on. Think in micro commitments. Each paragraph is a yes or no. Think of it as a second date. No coasting, make it count. Look out for making it too passive, if that isn't part of the idea. Questions spark reflection. Polls, quizzes, or tools creates interest. Branching choices similar to a choose your own adventure. User-generated content prompts and feedback loops don't chase virality, but create interest. Use trailer moments to share as reels or tweets. Repurpose highlights. Re-release with new angles or seasonality. Use superfans to amplify. Give them easy ways to share. Create an ecosystem. Short form pulls into long form. Develop platform-specific content ecosystems tailored to regional preferences. Leverage analytics for personalized streams, increase user retention, and integrate monetization features such as virtual gifting, shoppable videos, and premium subscriptions. Target emerging markets with localized content and marketing campaigns. Use collaborations and incentives to boost activity. Invest in brand building initiatives emphasizing authenticity and community engagement. Success hinges on agile content strategies, tech integration, and regional customization. Regulation and saturation risks require proactive compliance, niche positioning, and strategic partnerships. For short form content, innovative tools like the TikTok Trend Predictor app is becoming essential for creators and marketers. It leverages algorithms to predict upcoming trends, enabling creators to stay ahead of the curve. Not only does it enhance visibility, but also aids in strategic planning to capitalize on viral moments. As platforms continue to court creators through revenue sharing models, exclusive partnerships, and promotional support, the value of long-term strategic planning creates attraction. YouTube is the most widely used video marketing platform, with 90% of video marketers trusting it. Users spend around 49 minutes daily on YouTube. Facebook and Instagram follows. Most B2B prefer LinkedIn for video marketing. Looking at the video formats, short videos are optimized for mobile vertical viewing, while long videos tend to be horizontal or multi-segment. Long videos on YouTube allow multiple ad placements, often increasing revenue potential per upload. Shorts tend to drive broad channel discovery, with users often navigating from shorts to long content. Both short form videos and YouTube videos are watched primarily on mobile devices. Some anecdotes. During the first year of the equivalent of high school in my country, we could try out the different courses that are taught in the curriculum of the media program in my school. The traditional equipment that was close to standard in the business was proprietary, bulky, and expensive. We did not record video on film, but photographed on film and developed it ourselves. My own first camera specialized smartphone was the Nokia N93 back in 2006. The promised potential got me really excited for the future and the possibilities it would unlock. I think its predecessor was featured in the first Bourne movie. From the moment that Blackmagic enabled OpenGate on several devices on both Android and iOS, I could finally say that the promise made back then is fulfilled for me as a power user. This was the final criteria for me, as the other needed to qualify have already been addressed. Them being good enough sensors and lenses on the camera, high enough resolution, 4K is readily available today, broad enough color space, ability to connect supporting equipment such as external microphones and monitors. Support and editing software such as DaVinci Resolve. Some nice to have features have also increased the utility of our devices, such as HDR for richer and clearer image as it controls the brightness of the colors, log and raw for added control over the image in post-production, color bit depth of chroma subsample of 422, interchangeable lenses with a depth of field adapter, locking screen from touches for attaching a cooler on the screen. Some limitations: not every creator is a mobile power user. Many of the mentioned criteria are also readily available in consumer digital video cameras. As these cameras come down in price, they become available for more people. Even more so as yesteryear's models are even cheaper. You don't need to be especially tech savvy to operate these either, which opens them up for more creators. Leveraging every tool you have at your disposal will show you the versatility of the computing powerhouse you have in your pocket. I remember a time without the internet, without any way to stay connected except by calling each other through the landline. Our PCs were slow and underpowered. Still, humanity could do miracles and feats that our old ancestors never could have imagined. If your smartphone already supports OpenGate through third-party software, you can start or continue planning what topics or type of content you would want to create and share it with the world. The approach differs a lot depending if you want to make a living or just as a side hustle or even art or content for your own sake. Having OpenGate is no requisite for creating, merely a tool for quick turnaround. When you know what type of content you want to make, assuming you will create both portrait and landscape videos, either short and or long form. It is time for the scripts. Try out different templates according to your style of video. If you talk freely and more casual, or if you want a more scripted delivery. If you don't have an external monitor, the OpenGate will help you frame the shot as it leaves room for reposition in post. Equipment that would benefit you through your whole journey are an external mic, a couple of lights you can shape the image with, and thought out background, if doing talking heads. Some type of hardware controller for the editing software will also help you save time in the long run, or you can learn keyboard shortcuts. What you won't need in the beginning is an expensive camera or a expensive editing rig if you are not doing heavy graphics. Some potential limitations: the type of videos you are intending on doing decide what gear you actually need, also what skills you need to acquire. It also dictates the difficulty of the post-production, the time spent editing, and additional plugins or scoring work. You don't need to buy the expensive gear either. Some quality brands have a cheaper sub-brands. The total production value for each of your videos might differ if you need props or a lot of B-roll. Some practicals: download the Blackmagic camera app. Use the codec and color space that unlocks the OpenGate resolution. You might want to try different resolutions for it to show up in the aspect ratio under the resolution page. Use the main sensor, 24 or 25 frames per second. Set the shutter measurement to angle in the camera menu. Set it to 180 degrees. Adjust the ISO according to the light in the shot. Use the white balance of the same temperature as your light if you want a neutral and natural look. Adjust the tint to control the color shift in the image. If you want to record in HDR, the color space need to be Rec or BT 2020 HLG10. Not a must though, as you will need special hardware to edit in post accurately. It is a whole other rabbit hole to fall into. For controlling the brightness when using the mentioned settings in bright light, a ND filter might do the trick. There are several ways of attaching it to the smartphone through different cases and universal holders or cages. When you're ready to start recording, lock ISO, white balance, and tint. The file format is good enough in H.265 and maximum bitrate accessible to your model. For scripted talking heads, you might want to have a teleprompter of some kind. Read through the script once before you shoot, as it comes out more naturally the second time, more often than not. The OpenGate aspect ratio gives you room on the sides, the top and bottom, so you have a little bit of wiggle room when setting up the shot. You can start editing the project in any aspect ratio, and when finished, just flip the image using same color grading, just in a different aspect ratio, and cut it. For short form content, I usually burn in the subtitles. Long form is subtitled automatically by YouTube. If your shot is static, you can do small pull-ins and push-outs to create subtle movement that helps retain the interest of the audience. For keeping the shot stable when moving, a gimbal can be used. If the shot is static, it is enough with a tripod. As the open gate ratio uses the whole sensor, it might be difficult in smaller spaces to frame the shot. Some key points. While having the workflow for video content creation figured out, it will become an integral part of effective time management. It is not the first thing anyone starting out should focus on. Theme, topics, and style, as well as starting gear, needed to be addressed first. When that box is checked, You can take advantage of the versatility of OpenGate that lowers the bar for entry even more than modern technology already has. Some final thoughts. Start using whatever tech you have at your disposal. Practice the craft and solve the problems that you confront as best as you can. This practice will give you more tools than expensive gear can solve. Throwing money at a problem without doing the work that increases experience might mislead you and create more issues in the long run. It is also called GAS, or Gear Acquisition Syndrome. If your tech supports OpenGate, you have access to a quality of life solution that make the conversion from one aspect ratio to another as easy as changing a setting in post. If you want to support us, you can try out our Allmeer app. You will find it on either app store. If you're not interested in the software but want to support us in other ways, you could join our community forum. Or you could like and comment on this episode. That will help us out a bunch. Take care of yourself and your peers. See you in the next episode.